Hi, good people. How are you? Wherever you are, my name is Odysseus Marwa, and welcome to Clash Pabhora Weekend Preview. What a weekend it was! You know, I was thinking, what should I start with in my weekend preview? It is a weekend which started with the African Cup of Nations. It was the quarterfinal stage. At that weekend, there were only 8 nations left in the African Cup of Nations, and if you still remember, the top 5 countries in Africa, in as far as the rankings are concerned, have all gone back home. So we were left with 8 nations. Firstly, it was the host, that is Ivory Coast, who didn't have a very good start at the start of the African Cup of Nations, but they find themselves playing in the in the quarterfinals. They played against Mali and won by 2-1. I mean, that was the last minute goals which were scored there. Then we saw Nigeria beating Angola by 1-0. It's Lookman who scored that solitary goal. What a beautiful goal it was. Then we saw the surprise package, that is DR Congo coming from behind to beat a rejuvenated Guinea. What a match it was. But I think it was the match between South Africa and Cape Verde which took people by surprise. Ronwen Williams, the South African goalkeeper, has done what has not been done ever, saving 4 penalties. The match ended 0-0 after 120 minutes. He made history indeed. So it is the semi-finals. The semi-finals are going to be played today. South Africa are going to play in Nigeria. The teams have met 12 times. South Africa have only won once, and the Nigerians have won it 7 times, and all these other matches have been draws. And if you look at the match between Ivory Coast, the host, playing against DR Congo, they have met 7 times, and 6 times Ivory Coast have won it, and DR Congo have won it 1 time. But you never know. It is a new game. You can't really predict what is going to happen. They always say that it's not over until the fat lady sings. Now, looking at the English Premier Soccer League, I think we are all aware that the last few weeks it has been the FA Cup which has been played. But if you want to look at it, it is the Premier Soccer League which was played this last weekend. We saw Arsenal playing at home against Liverpool. The last match which they played at the Emirates, Arsenal lost to Liverpool in the FA Cup by 2-0. But some people watched that match were saying that was not justice because Liverpool were on the back foot. They were struggling the whole game. But this match, Arsenal came back strongly with Declan Rice really playing so well in midfield together with Martin Odegaard. And they scored some glorious goals, but we saw that celebration. Oh my goodness, Mikel Arteta. One was thinking that he has just won the Champions League, or he has won Lotto. They won by 3-1. So it opens up to be a 3-horse race in the English Premier Soccer League. That is Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City. Manchester City played against the Bees on Monday. They played against the Bees of Brentford. And as I said in my intro, that 2 guys who were really shining this last weekend, that is Phil Foden, who scored a hat-trick. He's becoming one of the top players. Manchester City, I mean, they are such a very good side. It is the system which they have. Everyone who comes into that team comes in and performs so well. So it opens up that race that Manchester City are still there, and they won by 3-1. Another hero of the weekend was Matthias Cunha, who plays for Wolverhampton. His Wolverhampton side went to Stamford Bridge, where they walloped Chelsea by 4-2. He was outstanding. We know he is a Brazilian. We know how good he is. What a top player is Matthias Cunha. What a talent he is. He scored 3 goals and he scored a hat-trick. And it never rains, but it pours for the Blues of London, that is Chelsea. Then another match which was played at the weekend, it was Manchester United. United are starting to find their feet because most of their players are coming back from injury. Though Lisandro Martinez, they call him Licha, went off, and we hear that he'll be out for 2 weeks. That is two months. Yeah, he'll be out for 2 months. And you remember that Licha missed almost 20 games from the start of the season because of the metatarsal bone. So it is a big blow for Manchester United because he's that kind of player who is so important to them in the sense that he plays from the back. He's so good in defense, and he finds some passes in between the lines, and he's good at taking the ball from the back. And Luke Shaw was also outstanding together with Casemiro. But talking of the heroes of Manchester United in the last 2 games, you know, the first game they beat Wolves by 4-3, and the boy who scored the goal is coming from the junior ranks of Manchester United. That is Kubi Maino. So it is Alejandro Garnacho who scored 2 goals. He's 19 years old. And yes, the boy who celebrated his 21st birthday, that is Rasmus Holland. So Manchester United now led by 3 youngsters who are really shining. So there is future at Manchester United. So many games coming this weekend. So many adventures for teams. It is a fight because there are 3 teams fighting for the English Premier Soccer League. That is Liverpool, Manchester City and Arsenal. Then there is a fight to play in the Champions League to get that 4th spot. You've got Aston Villa, we've got Tottenham Hotspur, we've got Manchester United still fighting for that. Then there is the Europa places mid-table where you get the likes of West Ham and Brighton and Hove. Then there is the dog-eat-dog downstairs whereby you don't want to go down. Nottingham Forest, Sheffield United, Luton Town, Everton, who were dogged 10 points, are still struggling. So you will be getting some of these previews from me, Odysseus Mara, and also I told you that we will be cooking the conversation with a legend on Clutch Pabhora podcast. Please tell a friend to tell a friend that this is the biggest podcast ever. So from me, Odysseus Mara, with the weekend preview. Thank you. Catch you on the other side of these shows where we will be giving you some other previews, but let us focus on the African Cup of Nations. Yes, today it is South Africa versus Nigeria at 7 p.m. Then there is the host at 10 p.m. That is Ivory Coast are playing against DR Congo. So let's hope that we have some good games. Then on Sunday, the weekend is something to look forward to, where we will be seeing the African Cup of Nations. Definitely, we will be seeing a new champion. Will it be South Africa? Will it be the Eagles of Nigeria? Will it be DR Congo or Ivory Coast, the Elephants? We're reminiscing the days of Didier Drogba, Solomon Kalou, Bonaventure Kalou, the Toure brothers, Yaya and Kolo Toure. Then for DR Congo, we've got a player by the name of Bakumbu, who has really been shining, and Wisa, the player from Brentford, who is really playing very well. Looking forward to Nigeria, I think we have Victor Osimhen, who has really not played so well, but you never know, he can blossom in the semi-final and catapult Nigeria to the finals. But the man of the moment is Lookman, who plays for Atlanta, formerly of Everton. He's really been shining for the Eagles of Nigeria, scoring all 3 goals. He's the top goal scorer for South Africa. It is like a team effort. We've got Tebogo Mokoena pulling the strings in midfield. What a player he is. What a talent. Ronwen Williams, we can't forget him. There is no player who can save 4 penalties in one game. So from me, Odysseus Maro, and the rest of the crew, we've got our secretary, the lady who does the admin for us. Her name is Deirdre. Thank you so much. Subscribe to this channel. Please place a like on our channel. From me, Odysseus Maro, Mr. Clutch Pabhora.